Hello everyone, and welcome to ORM456 Business Proposal Development. I'm excited to take this journey with you. For this week's Brewers Bullets, just want to do a quick introduction to the course and make sure we know what the course is about and sort of where we're headed. So these will be your 3 Brewers Bullets to kick off the course. Brewers Bullet number 1. The purpose of the class is organizational consulting, essentially, to solve a problem, to address and ideally solve a problem. In this particular case, what we're doing is looking at an organization that we're familiar with, identifying an issue, and then doing the research to figure out what's really going on and what the possible solutions might be with a recommendation. So a couple of key things related to this. One is you want to make very sure that you choose an organization with which you are very familiar. So this isn't the chance to get to know a new organization. There's not enough time in the class to do that. You want to choose one that you already know really well, and where you've already identified that there's a specific situation, a specific issue to address. So the syllabus emphasizes your employer. That's a very good possibility. You could also consider a nonprofit that you're heavily involved with. Maybe you're on the board, maybe you volunteer all the time. You could consider the church that you attend, but it should be an organization you're already very familiar with and that there's a specific issue or problem that's already been identified by you and maybe by the organization itself. The second key thing here is that you want to make sure that this is a limited scope. When I've taught this class in the past, the students who tend to get themselves in trouble are the ones who want to solve all of the world's problems. One student proposed policing the internet for healthy, helpful speech. While that is a worthy goal, there's no way you're going to come up with a good solution within 7 weeks, because you need to do a ton of research, including not just online research, but ideally interviews and conversations with people to identify and narrow the scope of the problem to something that you can address within the scope of the class. So those are 2 keys: an organization you're very familiar with, and a problem that is confined, that is addressable within the weeks, within the course's time frame. Each week, as we go through the class, what you'll see is that we're addressing one part of the final project. Everything leads to the final project. We'll be doing preparation work initially and then building blocks each week to get through. Second Brewers Bullets. On this week's discussion board, what it asks is that you post information about your proposal, and it lists 6, 7, 8 things. What I want you to do is zero in, focus specifically for us on the discussion board on the organization. What is the organization? Give us some background, give some context. Why are you choosing this one? And then also the problem specifically. So what is the issue that you've identified? And the last thing included in that would be how you're going about how you plan to go about approaching the research and solving of the problem. I want to emphasize, you should not be posting what the solution is to the problem, because at this point you should not know what the solution is, right? Let's wait until we do the research. You could say, I think that this is one of the things that might address this issue. That's fine. And then later on, after you do the research, then you could come back to that and say, I thought this would be a solution, but after talking to all these people and doing this research, I found that that's not practical because of cost, time frame, culture change, etc. So this week, in your discussion board, focus especially on the organization itself. Give us some background and context, the specific problem you're looking at, and how you're going to approach solving the problem. Who would you talk to? Where will you find information if you do online research or other types of research? So give us those kinds of contexts. All right? Also, it's important with the discussion board, that this week, your initial discussion board post is required by Wednesday night. So you need to have some of that initial thinking done about the organization and the problem and how you're going to approach it by the Wednesday night at the start of class, the first week. Third Brewer Bullet for this week. At the end of class, when you've done all the research, you'll submit a written report, but you'll also do a video presentation. I mention that up front, not because you need to do anything specifically on it right now, but because a lot of students end up concerned about the technology part. So I would strongly recommend doing some investigation each week to see, okay, what what video recording tools are out there that I might want to use. Do I want to buy one because I might need to do this in the future, or do I want to find a free one? And if so, which one should I use, and what's going to work with my particular technology, whether it's you're recording on your phone, your laptop, whatever it is. So just a heads up to start looking into the technology early rather than late. You don't want to get to the last week of class when you're supposed to do your full presentation and then say, I don't know how to use this technology, right? So those are our 3 Brewers bullets. I do want to do one bonus here at the beginning, and that is to give you some context. From teaching other classes, I know different instructors grade in different ways. So one specific thing I want to tell you is that I grade using the rubrics in the class. So I know in some classes maybe you've had an instructor who will just give a final grade and then general comments in the comments section or the notes section. What I do is I open up the rubric on each of your written assignments. I don't do this for discussion boards, but for your written assignments, because I want to give you very specific affirmation and very specific feedback in each area about content and formatting and different things like that. So as I start to grade your assignments, if you're looking for, why did I lose points, or what was so good about this particular assignment, open up the rubric so that you can see my comments. Anytime you have questions, you are welcome to email me at my Spring Army email address. You're also welcome to text me at 503-422-1736. I prefer not a phone call, but a text first, just in case I'm in the middle of something. And if I can answer it by text, that's great. And if not, then we can schedule a time for a phone call to make sure that your questions are answered. I'm here to help you through this class and to serve you. Help me do that by letting me know when you're having questions or issues. Thanks so much. Look forward to walking through this with you, and I'll see you online.